Welcome back to Comic Book History, episode number 46. Now, I originally was planning on discussing Carrie Kelly, but there's not a lot to talk about for her. She only appeared in like a few different series. She appeared in Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight Red Skin, Dark Knight 3 Master Race, Golden Child, and a one-off appearance in Batman and Robin. That's it for her. Not much else to talk about for her, but because the fact there wasn't much else to talk about her, basically what I just described, that's essentially put her whole history. But this episode, I'm not going to really much talk about her. What is my topic for this episode? The Hulk! Yep, the Incredible Hulk, aka Dr. Robert Bruce Banner. First appearing in the Incredible Hulk #1, released back in the early 60s. Created by Stan Lee and Jack the King Kirby. He initially, now in the first issue, first appearance of Thunderbolt Ross, Betty Ross, his future wife. Though, believe it or not, there's a bit I'll talk about her marriage history, which is kind of weird. Despite the fact Betty Ross is technically Bruce Banner's love interest, she doesn't marry him first. Nope. Believe it or not, nope. This one was also the first appearance of a character, one-time appearance of the Gargoyle. And pretty much like, in the case of the Hulk, per se, here's something quite strange about this first issue. Of course, it's the first appearance of the Hulk, obviously. For some reason, on the cartoons use this particular origin story. For some reason, the live-action version sticks with the TV show version. This version is up with Rick Jones. Yeah, this is his first appearance as well. Goes onto the testing field, the Gamma Bomb. And, of course, Ross basically really wanted to test it so badly. Of course, it's written by a stereotypical jerk. Yep. And, of course, there's some casual sexism. He was like, "Stay out of this, Betty. Man talk." Yes, that was something that Stan Lee wrote back in 1962. By the way, this is the same not only first appearance of the Hulk, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. 4 big characters and they debut in the same year, which is awesome. All 4 of these characters are an integral part of the Marvel Universe to this very day. Though Hulk has basically had some changes over the years. And there's some weird adaptations for his live action. Pretty much like with this issue, Bruce Banner's exposed, the Gamma Bomb basically exploded behind it. They kind of basically hint at this in the Hulk 2003 film. But no, we had to go with the TV show version. Strap him into a chair and just have him expose some energy. Yeah, this is quite stupid. The cartoon can use it, apparently it's kind of like Fantastic Four. We have to basically involve Fantastic... Now, it's kind of like Fantastic Four, where we have to have Doc Doom in the origin story, despite the fact he was not there in the original issue. Kind of the same thing with the Hulk, where they prefer to use the TV show version than the actual comic version for live action. Don't know why. And right after this, simply put, basically the Hulk had here's the strange thing about the Hulk. After the first issue was released, this volume lasted for 5 more issues before it got canceled due to low sales. But the character's still popular. Though in the final issue, we get the introduction of the Team Brigade and the Circus of Crime, characters who become recurring villains for Spider-Man. Also, Steve Ditko drew the last issue, which, yeah, that's quite interesting. Yeah, Jack Kirby only drew the first 5 issues, and the last issue was drawn by Steve Ditko of all people, which that was strange. Then right after that, he appeared in an issue for Fantastic Four, issue 12, where he fought the Thing. And then he popped up in a couple of issues of Avengers, basically the first 2 issues of the series, which kickstarted the Avengers series, which is still going to the very day. Yeah, he left in issue 2 due to stuff that the Avengers say about him behind his back. So he left. And of course, he appeared in the next issue where he fought the Avengers, and then of course they're searching for him. It was a recurring plot there for quite a while, and then they stopped. Now, eventually, of course, he was moved over to Tales of Suspense, where he kind of in a way kicked out Giant Man from the book. Yeah, if you look at basically what he did, it's like gnawing after he shows up. That's where Giant Man's feature ends in the book. Yeah, Ant-Man / Giant Man, aka Hank Pym. Yeah, his feature pretty much ended not long after he arrived. I would say less than a year afterwards. Because the Hulk pretty much became the main character of the series. And of course, the Giant Man feature was replaced with Namor. And These two were basically co-leading the title up until the final issue of the series, well, 101. Though Namor himself would move over to a one-shot with Iron Man, which later was an ongoing series, the Hulk himself basically took over the numbering for Incredible Hulk for Tales Astonished and became Incredible Hulk issue 102. And this numbering lasted until 474. Yes, lasting a total number of 375. Well, 73 issues overall. Yep. Well, 373. And it was in Tales Astonished prior to this, he introduced his two most famous villains, the Leader and the Abomination. Two recurring villains for the Hulk that would last until present day. The Abomination is still currently deceased. I'll get to that. So, pretty much in the case of the Incredible Hulk, it was a really good series. If you read like the original, like once you get 200, it's really good. It's still pretty good, has some really interesting writers with it. By the time you get past 300, the book gets really weird. Like starting with issue 331, Peter David takes over the book and takes the book in a different direction. Also, I should point out though, during the time the Incredible Hulk was coming out, prior to it coming out, basically after the book came back, Betty Ross decided to marry Glenn Talbot. Yeah, he was a supporting character from Tales Astonished book. Why in the world he decided to have these two get married? Like, why these two get married? Don't know. Then, of course, he died in issue 265. How did he die? He was flying the war wagon and he crashed. And this killed him. And he's still dead. Yep, Glenn Talbot's still dead. He's been dead since the 70s. Yeah, this is quite strange for a character like Glenn Talbot. You're probably thinking, what, would they resurrect him? Not really, no. I think they did briefly bring him back for Chaos War. But that's it. Glenn Talbot's dead. Yeah, he was somebody like Jenna Ross, who basically was kind of basically a student of his, where he basically was constantly hunting the Hulk. Originally, he was a major, and then he became a lieutenant colonel, and then he later died. Yeah, though in the case of the Hulk and Betty, when did they finally marry? They actually get married into the 1990s, which, believe it or not, was also the same time Superman finally married Lois Lane. Yeah, just by sheer coincidence. Yep. Also, the Hulk grew a mullet there in that period of time. Okay. To be continued, apparently. Okay. Be back soon. Later.